Value Rare Germany stamps of 1949. The 1949 10-cent stamp depicts in the center the face of von Hohenheim, also known as Paracelsus. He was an alchemist doctor of the 16th century. He was one of the most important figures of the Renaissance. Contributed much to the study of science in the medical field, and motion also to the study of alchemy, discovering and naming zinc for the first time, the chemical element that is part of the periodic table. Around his bust, some inscriptions in German that mean, social assistance helps the free to alleviate hardship. Under his face, the nominal value of the piece, or 10 cents of the German mark. Stamp issued in 6 million copies. It is 33 millimeters high, 28 millimeters wide, and it's worth $15. The 1949 8-cent stamp depicts the face of Elizabeth of Thuringia, Hungarian princess and German noble. Lived in the first half of 1200 after Christ. Considered national saint by Germany. In her earthly life he promoted the diffusion and welfare action for the poor, and to charity. Herself, she soon realized that the monetary wealth she was not fulfilling on her own. Thus began her journey of charity. Around, you will be able to see the writings in German, which are also shown on the stamp you just saw. A little further down, next to the face value of 8 centime of the German mark, his name and surname are reported. Stamp issued in 4 million copies. It is 33 millimeters high. It is 28 millimeters wide. And it's worth $20. The 1949 20-cent stamp. It was issued to mark the 100th anniversary of the birth of the German Confederation. Revolution of 1848 and 1849, which brought the German territories to break away from the dominion of the Austrian Empire, out of the Kingdom of Prussia, and to create a confederation of states with its own parliament. Freedom of the press and of opinion. The First National Assembly met on May 18, 1848, to discuss and write the general principles and basic human rights, on which the new federal Germany was founded. On the center, the number 3 is reported, which does not indicate the nominal value of the piece, but a sequential number, which identifies it as a print number in the series of these stamps printed. On the side, left and right, the date 1849, year of the end of the Revolution, and birth of the Confederation. To the right, the date 1949, anniversary year of the 100th anniversary. All top, the inscription German Post, followed by the true face value of the piece, or 20 cents of the German mark. In conclusion, the inscription that commemorates and recalls the event, i.e. 100 years. German stamp. Collector's item issued in 1 million copies. It is 33 millimeters high. It is 28 millimeters wide. And it's worth $50. The 1949 30-cent stamp. It is another piece that is part of the series issued for the 100th anniversary of the birth of the German Confederation. Formed after the German Revolution. Fought between 1848 and 1849. He saw the Kingdom of Prussia on one side, and that of Saxony, the latter under the dominion of the Austrian Empire, and on the other side the so-called revolutionaries, made up of the people themselves. The end of the revolution allowed the birth of the Confederation, with the price of the loss of more than 445,000 people, who fought and lost their lives. On the center, the number 6, with next to the sides, the date 1849, year of the end of the revolution, and to the right, 1949, year of issue and commemoration of this stamp. Up, the inscription German Post, followed by the nominal value of the piece, or 30 cents of the German mark. Down, the inscription commemorating the event. Stamp issued in 1 million copies. It is 33 millimeters high, 28 millimeters wide, and worth $60. The 20 centime stamp of the Federal Council for the year 1949. It was issued to mark the 100th anniversary, where the First Federal Assembly met, i.e. in 1848. First Federal Council to adopt the Federal Constitution. decided human rights, and what structure and nature the new executive power was to have, with its territorial extension. In 1849, it was published and put to the vote of the individual states belonging to the Confederation. The draft of the Constitution. You will see a stylized representation of art, where you want to convey a sense of birth, with the sun shining on the new Confederacy. Up. The inscription Federal Republic of Germany. Under. The inscription Bundestag, i.e. translated German Federal Parliament. Under. The commemoration year 1949. Stamp issued in 3 million copies. It is 33 millimeters high, 28 millimeters wide, and it's worth $80. The 30-centime Postal Union 1949 stamp. It was issued to mark the 75th anniversary of the founding of the Universal Postal Union, postal agency of the United Nations, which coordinates and establishes the postal policies of the member countries, regulating the entire world postal system. Founded in 1874. Today it coordinates 192 countries in the world. On the center, the face of Heinrich von Stefan is depicted. German politician and postmaster general of the German Empire in the second half of the 19th century. During his work, Germany was divided into 17 independent states, with their own postage policies and rates. Von Stefan standardized the whole system throughout the empire. Next to the face, the postal and coordination buildings of the whole system in the German Empire. Top right, the inscription German Post, followed by the nominal value of the piece, or 30 cents of the German mark. Under the face, the inscription commemorating the event, i.e. 75 years since the Universal Postal Union, followed by the date of foundation, 1874, and date of commemoration, 1949. Stamp issued in 2 million copies. It is 25 millimeters high, 43 millimeters wide, and it's worth $80. The 30 cents postage stamp of Wickern year 1949 depicts the face of Johann Heinrich Wickern, founder of the Inner Mission Movement, or the movement of German evangelists founded in 1848, which spread throughout Germany. Goal is to revive Christianity through the doctrine of brotherly love. That is, a social program of charity and Christian education, aimed at helping the poor and the sick within the German country. He founded several hostels to provide shelters and promote charity and helping others. Around the inscriptions in German. What translated do they mean? Social assistance helps the free to alleviate hardship. Under the bust, the nominal value of the piece, or 30 cents of the German mark. Postage stamp dated 1949. It had a circulation of 4 million copies. It is 33 millimeters high. It is 28 millimeters wide, and is worth $100 in the philately market.